You spend millions on new enterprise software to modernize your factory operations, expecting an immediate upgrade in your daily efficiency. But buying high-end software while staff still uses clipboards does not modernize the factory. This approach merely hides a manual, outdated workflow behind a digital screen. To avoid creating a multi-million-dollar monument to failure, we use a three-phase technology roadmap. This creates a highly structured path to scale your operations from paper and pen all the way to a fully automated smart factory. To draft your own, pick one major bottleneck in your business right now, like frequent machine breakdowns, and grab a notepad to sketch out the blueprint with us. By mapping this out in advance, you stop the cycle of isolated, expensive software purchases and replace it with a unified plan for long-term growth. This roadmap diagram starts with your core business strategy. Before adding a single piece of software, you have to write your ultimate goal at the top of this grid, whether that is cost leadership or differentiation. Every piece of technology we place into the blank phases below must explicitly serve that specific goal. It cannot operate independently. To get there, we follow the sequence of people, process, and technology. Notice that technology is intentionally placed last. First, prepare your people, and then lean out your process. Leaning means stripping away unnecessary steps. If a procedure required 5 signatures on paper, do not write code that requires 5 clicks in an app. Reduce it to 2 steps first. You can verify this step is complete when your process requires fewer people or actions to execute, before a computer is even turned on. Applying high-speed technology to a bloated process simply accelerates the existing inefficiency. Now we move to phase 1 of our roadmap, covering year 1. For a maintenance bottleneck, this phase is dedicated entirely to standardizing data. We plot a cloud CMMS, a computerized maintenance management system, alongside QR scanning for machines and tablet training for the technicians. The verification metric for this phase is strict. Absolutely no paper is allowed. 100% of maintenance data must be entered digitally at the source by the technicians themselves. Without this strict first phase, individual departments tend to purchase their own uncoordinated software. Accounting buys one program, sales buys another, and production buys a third. This diagram shows what IT professionals call spaghetti architecture. When leadership eventually needs a unified performance report, the isolated systems cannot communicate, forcing you to hire programmers to build messy, tangled connections. A centralized Phase 1 roadmap prevents these tangled systems by enforcing a clean, integrated baseline of data across the company. With clean data flowing, Year 2 shifts into Phase 2, data-driven preventative action. Here, you connect the systems you built in Phase 1. You link your maintenance logs directly to your warehouse inventory. When a technician marks a bearing as replaced on their tablet, the system automatically triggers a reorder for a new bearing. Finally, we expand the roadmap into Phase 3, covering years 3 through 5. This introduces full smart factory integration using IoT sensors and predictive analytics. To verify this phase, track the evolution across your grid. You've moved from manual data entry in Year 1 to automated reordering in Year 2, and finally to artificial intelligence detecting minor machine vibrations and dispatching a mechanic before a motor actually fails. Spacing these upgrades across a 5-year timeline protects your cash flow and gives your staff the time required to learn the new tools without resistance. Before signing a contract for any of the software on your draft, you must run your roadmap through a 5-point stress test. First, confirm your new software can natively integrate with your legacy systems without manual data exports. Second, verify you have actively leaned the underlying workflow. Third, check that the new system is built on standard operating procedures. If the system stops working because one specific administrator takes a vacation, the plan has created a point of failure. Fourth, prioritize cloud-based software over on-premise servers for better security and scaling. And fifth, explicitly budget for annual maintenance fees, licenses, and future feature developments. Passing this checklist ensures you are funding a resilient blueprint rather than paying for a future IT failure. By following this structure, you convert a vague directive to buy software into a prioritized, phased, and budgeted action plan. As Bill Gates noted, technology applied to an efficient operation magnifies the efficiency. Applied to an inefficient operation, it magnifies the inefficiency. With a solid roadmap in place, your infrastructure will begin pumping massive amounts of raw operational data through your systems. In the next tutorial, we will take that newly generated data and apply an analytic strategy to forge those numbers into clear, actionable insights. This structured pathway ensures that every technological investment is calculated to turn raw operations into a sustainable competitive advantage.